Hello again, it's Noob, and in front of us is a coin-operated locker lock, coin locker lock. I don't know how you want to say it. It's one of these kind of, I guess, for gym lockers or work lockers, something like that. So it's a lock for lockers in a public space essentially, and this one is designed for a pound coin. It's the old style pound coin, but the newer ones. This is actually a Master Locksmith Association, what we call a shopping cart, shopping trolley a coin so that you carry on your keychain. But anyway, nevertheless, the idea is that you put the coin in, you can take the key away, you can go off, you can do your swimming or go to the gym or work or whatever it is you do for the day. Then when you come back, you take your coin out. So there's a coin return. Some of these actually have like a coin box on the bottom, but this is a coin return. Big fan. But without it, the mechanism won't allow you to take the key out at all. It's sort of locked in there. You actually need to have the coin on the inside like that, then you can remove the key. What's happening? Well, I'll partially disassemble it before we have a pick of this lock. This is a 9-disc Abloy Disklock. Isn't that cool? Look at the tiny disc spacings on this. Not an easy pick by any stretch of the imagination, although certainly not a Disklock Pro, which I think is a similar difficulty to picking an Abloy ProTech. So yeah, let's have a quick look at the back. It's a pretty easy mechanism, but it's a pretty simple mechanism, but it's very effective for what it tries to do. And I'll try to show you this. So I'll just put the key in and slide this out from the back. It's easier if we sort of do it. Oh, keep the key in for a start, and then try to slide this all out if it'll let me. There we go. And some of it may come out, but no, I think we've got it all. So it sort of needs to be supported by where the bolt goes through the side of the lock, but if I just hold it with my thumb, you'll see what's happening here. As I turn the key, this cam piece here is pulling the bolt back. So I've got the key in there, so let's gently turn it. And what you'll see is that with the coin in, you have this sort of scissor like that, which expands. If I take the coin out, it'll drop down. That'll be significant in a minute. But as this goes like that, it naturally stops due to this part of this, I don't know, latch mechanism, stop mechanism. I don't know. It's sprung very weakly, like super weak spring. But it has a natural stop point, so the whole bolt assembly doesn't come out. Okay, so it's just loosely pushed down by this spring by the top of the housing. So, and then when you put the coin in and you turn the key, what happens is this will go along, and this part of that scissor mechanism, which, as I say, without the coin drops down, pushes this little latch, I guess, up, allowing the bolt to slide fully to the locked position, which is kind of cool, which means you can't steal the coin back out. All good. But if I took the coin out and did that again, you'll see how that scissor mechanism won't lift the bar up. So what will happen is it'll just slide along, and then it'll stop when it hits here. And that isn't enough to pull the key out from the other side. It needs to go that little bit further. Not much, but only about that much, and then the key can be removed, like, hold on, like that. There you go. So it just needs to be that little bit further along, just about, would you say, a quarter of an inch, maybe about 8 millimeters, but that's enough to stop the whole mechanism from working. Or you know, it's just a very cool, very simple mechanism. Really love it, just because of this little like scissor which drops down. I think that there's a bottom piece as well, which I don't know what it's designed for. I think it's designed to sort of catch in this loop, but it's been sort of bent, and I don't think it really works that well. But this top part works really excellently. Anyway, let me reassemble this, or pick it, and I've semi-partially maybe disassembled the back of this, so it makes it a bit easier. I've got all the bits here. There isn't many pieces. It's all just washers and stuff. But disassembling this would be very tricky to do in a timely manner without it. So I'm just going to reassemble, stick this in a vise, and we'll get picking. Okay, so we are in the vise. Let's just have a look at that lovely key with its very small, dense cuts. And put that in. It works very smoothly, as you can see. Very cool. And we're going to be using the silver bullet for this. Why, you ask? Well, relatively simple, is that it's got disk space markings here for standard disk retainers and the ABUS Plus, and then this side fits very nicely with a lot of the Abloy locks. I don't know whether I can align that for you. You can sort of see the markings there, sort of align, more or less anyway, enough to make this work. Now, what I could do is I could rotate the discs fully this way, and that will allow the lock to tension better, faster. However, it's quite interesting to see how this lock does tension. So, ignore my squeaky chair. If I pop this tool in like this, make sure I've got it on the right side, you'll see that I don't really see that I can just about pull on the bolt a little bit, but not very much. And that's because there's a profile disc inside here, and you have these butterfly shaped tools, which are tips which are able to get past it. And if I can get onto it, and it's disc 3, I know it's disc 3. I don't know if it's the same in every Disklock, but I think there's at least one profile disc. And I'll turn that. Have a look at the this part here where I'm turning, and you'll see it move forwards as I set that disc. See? Then that allows me to better tension the lock. So I thought that's really interesting. So yeah, disc in this, like I said, I don't know if it's in general or just this lock, but you know when you got that tension when the bolt slides in a little bit and the whole tension tip moves round. That's better. Right, so I'm going to try to keep this as straight as I can. I think we're at sort of, yeah, we're at the back of the lock, so let's see where we are. Basically with this, if I can't feel anything, it's going to stay where it is. If I do feel something, I'll put it into what I hope is a true gate, but even if it isn't, put it into a false gate. True gates often feel like the disc has gone loose. I'm trying to finger quote here, but it's a strange feeling. So I'm just going to start here, and I'm getting nothing much at all on this disc, so I'm just going to leave that where it is. Okay, disc. So what would that be? Well, there's a 9 discs, so that'll be 8. So I'm just leaving 8 where it is. I think because I'm reattentioning, it tends to. Maybe it's just making it up in my head. Bind back to front more than it does anything else. So should be able to get onto, keep that central. There you go. Get onto disc. So 7, and that is binding. Fine. But I'm struggling to stay on it. A bit awkward here. I've got slippy fingers as well. So let's. So that was. Let's count them up. So 8, 7. Here we go. Okay, click, click. Oh, that sort of slipped a little bit there, and doesn't want to turn anymore. So maybe that's a true gate. I don't know. This is oh, that's really tough. Oh, but it's turned. That was disc. What would that be? So we did. So this would be disc 6, I think. Yeah. Okay. There's something around here that's binding. I don't know. I don't know where. I don't know where that. I'm going to leave it in where it is at the moment and just see where we get further along. This will be 5, I think. All I'm getting is little clicks on everything, so I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it in that position. Oh, this is binding. 4's binding heavily. Oh, that slipped off it, but that feels good. I don't know if it is, so we'll come back to it later. Now it should be on the profile disk somewhere around here, so it should be it should be as far over to the clockwise position as we can get. I keep slipping off it, but I'm pretty sure we set that first, so I'm going to skip past that and then go on to disk 2, which is here somewhere. There. Okay. I'm not feeling anything on that really, so I'm going to leave that where it is and try disk 1. I'm not feeling anything on disk 1 yet either. Okay, so I'm going to go back through to the back and work my way forwards again and see if there's anything I can change or if it needs to be changed. Okay. Okay, this is interesting. Now, disk, trying to count these, 8, doesn't, it feel, it's really giving resistance, so I'm saying that's probably in a true gate. Same with disk, whatever this one would be, 7, okay. 6 feels good. 5. Oh, little click there. But I'm sort of happy with that, I guess. It's somewhere around. Is that right? No, I don't know. Not much was felt on that one. So, oh, that felt good. That's a change. It felt like it sort of went loose there. Then this would be the profile disc, I believe. Yep. So I need to get onto the get through here somewhere. If you don't get it perfectly central, it can be a real pain. There we go. This is I'm going to start at the front. Oh, this is binding now a little bit, but I can't keep slipping off it. Okay, there, that felt good. I don't know, so it felt loose there. It wasn't binding very heavily though. Okay, next disc. So just going to go back to the front now. I'm not happy with disc 4 particularly. Oh no, it's very solid. No, that's fine. Disc 5, let's try this one. That feels good. Just going to go along here and try these discs. That felt like it came out of a gate, now it's in a gate, I think. Okay. Oh! Oh! Ha! I didn't expect that. Lord knows what I just touched there. Sometimes you just don't know with these locks. Sometimes that the gate is caught up on something, or you haven't just aligned a disc perfectly and you just nudge something and we got to be open. But that's cool. Let's see if I can slide it the other way. I'll probably be careful because the tools aren't meant for, there you go, for moving heavy bolts like this, but you can see it's fully open, so that's really cool. Right, now let's try and gut this quickly, and I will need to just release the picking tool, so I'm just going to lock it all back up like that and try and get the tool out, and then hopefully we'll do a very quick gut. Now I've partially disassembled the lock, and before you think there's going to be a big problem there or anything, it really is only a couple of these weird like little washers and things at the back. It doesn't affect the picking whatsoever. It's just that it would really take a lot of time otherwise. So okay, do this super quick. Easier to slide out this way. Oh, there's me coin come out. keep that there. Take these springs off out of the way. Undo this screw here. And I believe that that gets caught on that. That's there. That lifts out. That can go here. This can then come out, so it's not going to be a pain. That can go there. Then tighten that on, because otherwise the front of the lock gets all sloppy. There we go, that can come out. That's the front plate, that's the escutcheon, and then what you'll see here is, and this is a real pain, like a real pain, is you have a like this sprung clip which has to thread itself around a groove on the inside of the lock, so you can see the groove just there, and that was a massive pain to get out, and which is why I partially pre-disassembled this lock, because honestly it's just not worth the effort. I can push this out now using the key, but obviously not so it goes down the keyway, but at an angle. You can just push the whole disc pack out like that, and then keep hold of everything, because you have this little cup which keeps the sidebar in place. Be very careful when you reassemble this to put this in the right way round. I spent 2 hours trying to pick this lock the other day, and I realised that I reassembled it incorrectly. There's the sidebar. I'm going to tap out the spring if it'll let me. If not, I'm not overly worried, because it's probably, no, I'll just keep it there. There's a little spring for the sidebar. Those are the discs. Let me get the key and show you what they look like when they're fully aligned. Try and keep the, so as you turn the key, there's the true gate. Pretty cool, huh? Right, remove the key. And then we can quickly take these discs out. Now that butterfly disc or profile disc, you'll see has a very sort of specific function. So I'm just trying to keep these in pairs, really, with the spacers. So each disc has a spacer. There's another disc with its spacer. A bit greasy, a bit dirty. And here is that profile disc. And you'll see why you need to turn it. Because when you turn it, it essentially, at the moment, it's pushing up. Disc 3 and the last disc are pushing the sidebar up, and it wouldn't allow any of the other discs to bind. And when you turn this disc, it drags across these bars, and these bars just act to stop the discs from over rotating. So it's a cool function, sort of an anti-pick function as well. So that's there. And a brass spacer to go underneath it. And then I'll try and get another pair out. And it looks like some of these, because it's a locker lock, have mastered discs, which means that there are more than one cut. I believe disc 5 and 1, I think, have masters, but others might do too. I honestly can't fully remember. And these little bars can just slide out. We'll put those back in a second. There we go. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those are the ones that we picked, and the last one here is the one which we tension off, and that is also a little greasy profile wafer, and that is just the housing. Don't worry about that. put that there. Right, I'll lift this up so you can see. Let's have a look at these discs. So, disc 1 appears to have, so you only rotate one way, but that looks like it's got 2 cuts, which therefore is mastered. This one is wide as well, but you are rotating this, just trying to think. So you're taking that way, so it's got lots of, so you see the false gates on here, these little tiny cuts in the surface here, and you do feel them. They're very light though, same here, but that looks like it's mastered as well. Disc 2, this isn't mastered, it's sort of like a profile disc. Disc 3, this isn't mastered and has a very deep false gate. In disc 4, disc 5 is, I think that it's got 2 positions here and here. They're mirrored, but I think here and here are there and there. I think that's the true gate. I think that is also a mastered gate, but I don't know for sure. This could be mastered, but again, I don't know for sure if it reaches that central position or not. I think it does. This looks like it's mastered as well, and this disc isn't mastered, and that's the true gate there. You can see some quite deep false gates on it, there and there. And this is another profile disc. So it looks like there's a few discs here. 1, 2, I'm going to say 3, 4, 5. 5 of the 8 discs have some mastering on there, it seems. So, interesting. So there you go. That's the very cool Abloy Disklock lock. I hope you enjoyed that video. I enjoyed making it. If you like this video, please leave a like. If you have any comments, please leave them below. I'll reply to as many as I can and read them all. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing for more content like this, and I'll see you all next time.